Hello! How are you guys all doing today? Let me fix this real quick. I can hear myself. But hello! How are you guys all doing today? I appreciate you coming by. You know, it's very funny. I've been doing these AMAs for over a year now, so I would say I've probably done about 70 of them. And every single time, I still get a little bit anxious when I start these. And it's not like, oh, it's a reasonable anxiety, because I'm streaming to, 1,000 people are going to watch this, so it's weird. But, I figured when I started that feeling would go away. But almost every single time before you click start, you still feel it in your stomach. It's funny. It's funny. But how are you guys all doing today? I'm very happy to be streaming. I love the Friday AMA vibes. For you guys that don't know, I have always done these AMAs on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But recently, after a year, we've changed them to Friday at 11 a.m. And this is to meet my schedule. And to meet your schedule too. I did a vote. There's a lot of planning that went around this time. But to be quite honest, I was waking up a lot earlier since I moved to Florida. I normally wake up at like 5, 6, at the latest 7. And I'm just not lively at 3 p.m. And I can't drink caffeine, at 3 p.m. either, or I'm not going to sleep good. So this is a good change. But what is up? Billy, Damnation, NFT Ranger, Octoman's PC, Jesse Capo. Am I getting Keyfrab? Yep, okay. Pride, Holy Macaroni, Anthony, appreciate you coming by, man. Brody, Peter, Dan. David Codwell, I appreciate you joining the bloom emojis, man. I appreciate that. Let me get some bloom emojis in chat. I also added the mycelial emojis as well. Let me send some of those in there. Yeah, I know it's a Friday that's not payday. It's pretty annoying, but I've got a lot of good articles for us today. A lot of good news in the Cardano ecosystem. So let's get started. As some more people jump in. I think we're getting some keyframe issues. I'm going to fix this on Twitch real quick.
For the match example.
All right, should be fixed now. Sorry about that. I've had these keyframe issues ever since I moved to Florida, unfortunately. Hi from Switzerland. Hello from Florida, man. I appreciate you tuning in today. Hi, I believe Ada. Hell yeah. It's going to change your life, man. I hope it does, man. I hope Ada does change your life. It's definitely changed mine. Dylan, will I be able to buy happiness with Bloom tokens? Yeah, you're going to have to ask Anthony, but I want to sell the Crypt Keepers with Bloom tokens. So hopefully you can buy happiness, and that happiness is the protection of your funds with Crypt Keepers. I want good news. We've got some good news today. Thank you, Chairman Powell. Thank you. Ethereum must die. That's a little edgy, man. Greetings from the Netherlands. What's up, man? I appreciate you coming by today. We got an article from Celsius. We just dropped ADA, and now we're dropping ADA promo codes. Oh, and did we mention they're valid for new and existing users? So I thought this was pretty cool. Celsius is now accepting ADA deposits, and they do pay you an APY for having ADA in there. And your first thought is pay. You're a Stakepool operator. Why would you say this? Why would you recommend this centralized company? Well, it's for one reason. They only pay you 4% in rewards, so we're not too worried about that, right? But, it's very cool. You can actually take out loans on your ADA. So in the United States, we have a capital gains tax, and the capital gains tax, if you hold, your cryptocurrency or your stock for over a year, you're going to be taxed at 20% when you go to sell. So 20% of the profit, you're going to be taxed on. But what's very nice about Celsius is instead of paying that long-term capital gains tax or even the short-term capital gains tax, you can actually take out a loan on the ADA that you have. And what is the con of this? It's because you lose the staking rewards. When you loan or take out loans on your crypto with Celsius, they take the APY. And that's really the main reason why with like USDC, for example, I wouldn't want to take out a loan because you're losing that 8% that you already earn from doing that. We got some more news, and make sure you guys check out this channel. He's really been popping off lately. Got 11,000 views on this video, but he's talking about Cardano's secret weapon. And this originally came from Army of Spies channel. Army of Spies has stated that, Cardano's secret weapon is the community. And he made this video, Jack Ingram, he says, Cardano using the secret weapon again. Charles Hoskinson and Cardano ADA News. And so this guy up here, Andre Jick, you guys can read that pretty well, right? I'll zoom in a little bit more for you. Doesn't really want to zoom the video, does it? But this guy right here, Andre Jick. So you guys may think like, okay, how is this such a big deal? Andre Jick, he's a small YouTuber. He's got small compared to other YouTubers, not small compared to me. He's got like 1.3 million subs. But his subs are a very unique type of investor, right? They're the new type of investor. They're the, young people, Wall Street bets, the people that are using Robinhood. So interviews like this are very important because a lot of people, my age, young people, they're all investors now. Everyone is investing now. Whereas a few years ago, it was more of a niche thing. It was a thing that older people did, but, with Wall Street bets, young people are investing now, and they're doing so with channels like this, Andre Jick, Graham Stephan, these finance channels. These are kind of the new age, financial information channels. And I think an interview with Charles on his channel is going to bring a lot of these, new investors into Cardano. So very excited about this. And, I actually tend to agree with Army of Spies, and I agree with Jack. Cardano's secret weapon, but it's not very secret, so I don't really like the secret weapon name. But it is its greatest value, in my opinion, is the Cardano community. And this value has been derived, in my opinion, from Charles and the content that they constantly produce. Charles has always made AMAs where he comes on there and speaks to us for 3 hours at a time, and he tells us what's been going on at IOG, what's been going on with his business, what's been going on with crypto, what's been going on with Cardano. And that transparency from a CEO has really built this ethos of transparency, right? And, that is a huge value because even after those AMAs and after the whiteboard videos that Charles has done, they started doing the now called the Cardano 360 events. They used to be called the IOG technical recaps. And we're going to be getting into that later in this video. We're going to be talking about a lot of the details that were released yesterday. But, I really do see, this community, this transparency, this video making, as one of the things that has pushed Cardano further than the rest. And just watch a Cardano 360 and tell me the value that adds. It's insane. It's insane. We'll run to the chat real quick. I do have some more news. My mic sounds scuffed. I should be able to fix that. How about now? Is it scuffed now? I think I was just topping out a little bit. How about now? Yeah, I was in a call with somebody the other day, and when I was in the call with them, they're like, man, I can't hear you. And my dumbass went and changed my mic settings. That was the issue. Hey, thank you, Farah. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you coming by today, too. Any downsides in taking out a cash loan against ADA, using ADA as collateral? You just lose those staking rewards. That would be the big thing for me. Yo, hi, Nut. I appreciate you coming by. Holy Macaroni says, hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing great. I hope you're doing great today, man. I appreciate you coming by today. Hey, Bloomberry, I appreciate you coming by as well. Still a reverb on the mic. I should be able to fix this. Oh, who is the next podcast with? Were you setting me up for a good answer on this question, Anthony? The next podcast is with the John O'Connor. The next uploaded podcast is actually going to be with Sunday Swell. It was better before? All right, I'll fix it. Let me, I'll listen to it. You're saying there's reverb on it. Let me hear it. Hello. 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 Yeah, I hear the reverb a little bit. I see what you're saying. Hello. Hey. That sounds a little better. Big Pay, I'm so glad to catch you live again. Hey, thank you so much, man. I'm happy to see you again here too. Dan, I appreciate you coming by. Dapper Crypto, let's go. What's up, man? What's up, man? So what's been going on in these markets lately? Let's talk about it. Shit has been popping off. I don't think I've been live since ADA has been this high, but we dipped down to 250, which was very healthy in my opinion. No financial advice here as always, but goddamn, 288 ADA? I can't say that I thought we would see this year. If you guys remember, I did give a price prediction for this year, and it was when ADA hit $1. I'm not a price guy, but I was like, what would make sense to me? We're at $1 now. I made a price prediction of a $3 ADA, and here we are in July, and we're already at 285. So that's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. What do you guys think of this? That things have been going nuts. Things have been going nuts. They also just announced a project that I've liked for a while yesterday, SDAO. SDAO's been going nuts as well. I like it. It's AI DeFi in the Singularity Net. It's pretty good. I do have some notes on it. Let me see if... Okay. Yep, it's time for the 360 recap. But before we go into the 360 recap, I did want to say it is August. It is August. I'm waiting it out today, Michael. Teary-eyed. Okay, my notes. So the Cardano 360 yesterday, I was just giving them a lot of praise, and I took some notes for us. And man, I must say that I'm impressed. These IOG technical events, when they started a year ago, they were slow, they were 4 hours long, and I enjoyed them as a technical guy, but for the average person, they weren't very watchable, in my opinion. But now they're getting better. They're getting better at recording, they're getting better at jumping to the next segment, and I do have some notes for us. So, Alonzo. Let's start out with Alonzo. So September 1st is the date that the Alonzo upgrade will happen on the Cardano testnet. So we've talked about this in the past, but on these testnets, we have to test the hard fork combinator. The hard fork combinator on Cardano, it aligns, all of the different, the wallet, the exchanges, Stakepool operators. This hard fork combinator upgrades everybody at the same time. And the way they do that is everybody upgrades first beforehand, but then the network itself actually upgrades at that moment in time. And this is something that we have to test, because you don't want to leave a certain set of users behind. So these hard forks are tested every single testnet. And the way that it looks from the inside, you've heard about the colors, you've heard about Alonzo white and then Alonzo purple. Well, each new testnet iteration, they actually have to spin up another network and do the same thing again. Like, let's test the hard fork combinator event again, because every single one of these new networks has parameter changes and also additional features. And September 1st is essentially the hard fork for Alonzo on the Cardano testnet to test it one last time before the final release date, which is September 12th. It's on a Sunday, which is very interesting. So the Cardano Foundation, we got some news out yesterday from them. They're actually working on a bug bounty, which I think is a great idea. You know, they have essentially 4 tiers of bugs that you can look at. And we'll go full screen because I'm just going to be talking, but they have 4 tiers of bugs. They have like, you know, non-important bugs or kind of important bugs, and then critical bugs. And if any hacker out there, any tech guy wants to find any core issues with Cardano, today you can actually be paid $10,000 for finding one of those bugs. I think that's a great idea. I think adding a bug bounty is great. And my first thought, though, was when seeing the $10,000 was, you know, what is the market cap now? Almost $100 billion. Maybe we should chip in. If someone can find a critical bug for the Cardano node software that can really hurt everything, maybe we should chip in a little more than 10K. You know, crypto money's been pretty stupid lately. The treasury, I think we can afford a little bit more than that. You know, we got 100 bill on the line, but still very cool to see that. I'm happy to see that there is a bug bounty out there. The Cardano Foundation also said that they're working with over 140 exchanges and 100 plus ecosystem third parties to benefit the blockchain. So I'm very happy to see the Cardano Foundation, you know, making big steps to better the ecosystem. Because in the past, if you looked at, you know, essentially the founding people of Cardano, we've had the Cardano Foundation, we've had Emergo, and we've had IOG. And Emergo and the Cardano Foundation, you know, they were kind of left just sitting on themselves, like waiting for smart contracts, you know, waiting for a time where their place can actually be valuable. Because Emergo, you know, was supposed to be the people that onboard, you know, all of these new businesses. You know, they're essentially supposed to be the business arm, you know, for Cardano in Asia. And they really haven't had the ability to, because no one could have built on Cardano just yet, right? But now we're seeing this change. You know, we have smart contracts coming on the 12th, and also we saw Emergo, you know, really taking charge earlier this year, and then, you know, later last year, where they were using Ergo as a way to, you know, test extended UTXO. You know, so I think all of the fruits that we've been waiting for from the Cardano Foundation and from Emergo are finally going to start to bear. You know, we're going to start seeing them work with governments or exchanges or third parties to really add value to Cardano, you know, which I'm very excited about, and I hope to see the same thing from Emergo. So Project Catalyst, you know, the Fund 6 proposing. So the way Catalyst works, if you don't know, you essentially have phases, and you have funds, and each fund has different phases. And the first phase is an idea submission. You know, you get on there, you submit your idea, you tell people how much money you want. And then following that, people like critique your idea. They go over, oh, we think this should be fixed. And this process, you know, is meant to better these proposals, you know, to get more out of them or to make them more concise. And then the final stage is, you know, a actual review. You know, you can get on there and apply to be a reviewer for these projects and get paid and aided to do that. And then the next step is voting. You know, we all vote to fund these projects to the Cardano blockchain, and this is the largest fund yet, and it's also the 1-year anniversary. I actually applied in the fund 1 year ago for my Cardano Aura podcast, and I was 1 away from being funded. But $4 million allocated across 160 projects. That's $4 million US up for grab in Fund 6, and 160 projects has applied. 600,000 votes casted in all funds. And then, oh, okay, never mind. This is the total amount funded, which is very cool, very cool. And then on to Fund 6, 18 new challenges and $4 million worth of ADA. That's a lot of ADA to go out to people building on the Cardano blockchain. You know, when ADA was at 3 cents to 10 cents and even 20 cents, there wasn't a lot of money going around. There wasn't a lot of investors, and, you know, seeing $4 million go out to builders in this community, I think is it's going to be crazy. You know, we're not going to see the fruits of Project Catalyst for another year or another 2 years. You'll see some short-term benefit for sure, but really the long-term growth of Cardano, you're not going to see the amount of value that this treasury provides. Last time I checked, we were over $1 billion in the treasury. $1 billion US in the Cardano treasury. What if that's paid out, over the next 3 years, the whole amount, and then obviously from the parameters in Cardano, staking rewards keep going to this treasury and more projects will be funded. But I honestly think we're going to have this exponential growth, from Project Catalyst. It's a great idea. And, with the recent, I think it was the recent upgrade, I think they call it the London hard fork, on Ethereum, where now, a lot of these transaction fees are burned instead of going to miners. And I think it's much better and a much better use of these funds to, instead of burning them and removing them from the system, to pay them to a treasury. And then this treasury, pays out to everybody else. I think that's a much better way to use the funds, because think about what's actually happening when somebody, is burning these funds. Who's making that money? It's just speculators. It's just investors. Whereas instead of burning, you're paying people that are actually benefiting the protocol, because, as you guys know, there are a lot of speculators on these currencies that don't do shit. They keep their ADA in the wallet and they don't do anything. They don't build, they don't add value. So instead of just making these people more money and making the asset seem more interesting in the short term, you're taking this and you're building real long-term value with Project Catalyst. And I think that's incredible. That was really the main points I have. Also, Occam came on there, and we recently learned that Occam, the launch pad, is one of the projects that the C Fund invested in. And the C Fund was a venture capitalist fund started by IOG and Charles over a year ago. So now we're actually starting to see some of these investments arise, and Occam, they have been doing a lot lately. If you go to Occam's site and see all the projects they've launched, there's some pretty big names there and some pretty real people, so I'm excited for that. But we can jump to the AMA now. I'm out of content, so I can answer you guys' questions. Also, if you guys want to support this channel, the best way you can do so is delegating to Bloom. We have Bloom through Bloom 6. Bloom actually minted the 8th block ever on the Cardano blockchain. And one of my favorite things is you actually earn Bloom tokens on top of your staking rewards and not in exchange for. And in the next month, we have some very cool announcements to make. You're saying I'm not using the proper mic input, but I definitely am. Miss said, wasn't there supposed to be an interview with Meld? So what actually happened is I canceled on them. So they canceled on me, I then canceled on them, and I said I'm keen to set up another interview, and then they never replied. So. Yeah, the treasury system is so clever. It is clever, and it really is, it kind of just shows the ethos of Cardano. Instead of going for these short-term gains of, look, we're burning this currency, some more speculators buy in, we're taking that and providing real long-term value to Cardano and eventually the world. Because, we're going to be able to vote also for, charitable projects as well that can benefit the world, especially when we have $1 billion in there. And thinking long-term, let's think about a $10 ADA or a $20 ADA, on a 5 to 10 year timeline. That's going to be a lot of money in there that can have real change to the world, and this money is an appreciating asset. So. Secret of Drowning, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming by today. Also, if you guys could, there are 134 people here, yet we only have 79 likes, so if you guys could click that like button and pump the numbers, I'd appreciate it. We got to pump the Big Pay channel market cap here, and you can do that with the like button. Good morning, Aunt Lynn. I appreciate you coming by. Thoughts on Adax? I keep hearing about him. Possibly the strongest competitor to Sunday. That's what you just stated. I don't know enough about him, man. I need to look into their project to give you some more feedback on them. When will Dataless support Ajix? So Dataless already does support multi-assets. So we're kind of just waiting on AGI to move over their funds. When will we have AGIX on Cardano is really the question, and we're waiting on this Erc20 converter, the ability to move Erc20 tokens to Cardano. Rubber Duck Film said, you sure showed them? I think you're talking about Meld. I wasn't trying to show them anything. I did cancel their interview, but I wanted to reschedule. I didn't really think I showed them anything. Curious on how everyone should get Singularity Net tokens. I know you can get them on a couple exchanges. They're called AGIX now. And you can also get SDAO tokens too. That's their DeFi side. But the AGIX, I think you can get on KuCoin and also Binance.com. Michael, great question. He says, hey, Pay, any plans that you can share with regards to the future direction of mycelial? So I don't really want to talk about the medium-term future. We're keeping all that under wraps before we can make a big announcement. But I did want to also announce to you guys on a video about the burn. So the burn is actually going to be coming September 6th. And what the burn is for Mycelial Gallery, let's start. Maybe you guys haven't heard of Mycelial Gallery. Mycelial Gallery is my NFT gallery, and we just do NFT drops, and the first drop we did was the Pioneer Collection. And what I love so much about the Pioneer Collection is the collectability. If you collect all 7 of the same cards that are in the same tier, you can burn all 7 for an 8th card. So it completely removes your 7 cards from the Cardano blockchain, but in return you get an 8th card. So what's very cool about that is, no one knows how many people are going to burn, but our community raised a very good question. And they said, how can we do this burn in a fair way? Because this 8th card that's coming out of it, and these cards do have, much more value than we anticipated. And, they stated, how is it fair to get the 8th card? Because the ones that will have more value are often, no financial advice here, are often the ones of lower numbers. So let's say you burn all 7 of these cards. Do these numbers that you're burning have any correlation with the 8th card that you're getting for burning them? And there wasn't. Initially what we were going to do is whoever burns first gets the 8th card, 01. And we kept thinking about that, and it just didn't seem fair, and it was also against our idea, because we didn't want people to rush into this. We didn't want people just to rush into this and burn as many as they can, so then it counts up, and then maybe you get the first one. We started thinking about this idea of how do we make this fair? And from day one, our project has been fair. If you paid for one of these NFTs on our website, you got a random NFT. It can be Cardano 01, or it can be Shelly 55. You never know what you're going to get, and it's random. And we are also thinking about it from a game theory standpoint. And what we decided that the best route to go is Cardano is the limiting factor of the burn, the least amount of Cardano cards relative to all the other cards, and that's what you need to burn. So what we decided was, when you burn, whatever your Cardano is that you're burning will be the number of the 8th card. And from a game theory perspective, that makes perfect sense to me, because for every Cardano that is missing, there will be an 8th card of the same number for the Cardano that is missing. And that just makes perfect sense to me. It seems fair because everyone got random cards from the beginning. We don't have any control over what people do on the secondary marketplace. So if you've got an 01, you're trying to make a quick buck and you go sell it, that's on you, in my opinion. And it's on the person that bought it as well. Like, good for them. They got the low tier cards. But a lot of our community was unhappy about this, right? We got, I wouldn't say a lot of our community, but a small portion of our community was unhappy about this choice that we made. So really there's a couple options for the burn, and it's coming up soon, so we have to make this decision final, and it was final, but just seeing the response, and this is something that we hadn't planned out prior, we would like you guys to have a vote on it, or really just tell us if you think that we should have a vote on it, because there's two options here. We either count up from 0, or we do the Cardano for the 8th card of the same name. So whoever burns first gets 01, or we could do it to where every burn is random. So if you burn the 7 cards, it's random what number you get. So there's a couple different avenues that we can go down, but the 3 main options are count up, random relative to who's first, and then Cardano for the 8th card as the number. So I personally think that the question of will gold Cardano 01 burn to be the 8th card is a cooler from a game theory perspective, but I also see the value in people burning to see if, am I going to be the one that gets it? So I do see both sides. Just message us on Discord. Join the Discord server down below. Let us know what you think. And if enough people, would like to see this changed, then we can start a vote and let you guys vote on it. We don't want to seem that we're stuck in our ways or stubborn. But at the same time, if we would have announced what we were going to do on the day that this project released, we couldn't have changed it. But because this was an unforeseen, unfairness, in our opinion, we're allowing the community to have feedback on it. Birdie said, 131 watching and only 42 likes. Not great support pay. I think your numbers are off. I'm getting 141 people and 110 likes. But I appreciate it, man. You said support pay, so. Brian said the Space Buds floor is going insane right now. It is, man. The Space Buds floor is nuts. I've never seen anything like it. So to give you guys an idea of the Space Buds floor, Space Buds was an NFT that launched on Cardano. It was the first one, and it was a damn good NFT. I bought some myself, and when they started, there were only 10 ADA, and they tiered up to 100 ADA at the maximum, and there was 10,000 of these NFTs, and the average price at the sale was 50 ADA. But what's amazing is the cheapest one on CNFT is going for a ridiculous amount. I mean, I was picking these up for like 100 or 200 or 300 a piece, and now, I mean, let's go look. Let's type in Space Buds. Let's see what they're going for, because I've just been watching it go up. And you got to keep in mind that it could be market manipulation. No financial advice, but I would not recommend investing a large portion of your funds into NFTs, because ADA is usually going up. No financial advice until the end. Until the bear market comes to wreck us, as always. So you can just come on here and you can sort low to high, and this is why people are saying the floor is so high now, because no one is willing to sell below a certain price. So we'll go ahead and sort by low. We need to get the actual Space Buds ID. Yeah, so the cheapest space bud, and you got to keep in mind that these ones are the shitty ones, right? The aliens and the dogs and the cats, these are the shitty ones. And the cheapest one is going for 4,000 ADA right now. I mean, that's 12,000 USD at $3. That's, in my opinion, pretty dumb. Pretty dumb. I said it. That's stupid. That is stupid. I mean, think of how many people you could feed for a year with 12,000 US dollars. But who am I? Who am I to say anything? You know, you keep saying my mic's not on. My PC. All right, there, it's fixed. I fixed it for you guys. There. I bless you with my beautiful voice now. It was my second mic. My second mic wasn't muted. Yes, Anthony. So Anthony asked about mycelial. He said, will there be a burn window? The burn window is 3 months from the start date. Anthony says, the cheapest CryptoPunk is $50K. I think the cheapest one's $150K now. And I agree with you. You know, I'm not denying that. And people can make money off these. There's nothing wrong with making money. But it just doesn't make sense. To me, you know, I understand the collectability. I understand that it's cool to have them. But stuff like this makes me think that we're at the top of a market. You know? I mean, somebody paid 10 ADA and got the shittiest space buds possible. Like, somebody got on this site right here and paid 10 ADA for an alien. And now that same alien is going for 12,000 US dollars. I mean, it's happening. Someone's willing to pay for it. If you had that in your wallet, you could sell it for that money and keep the ADA and stake it, or you could sell it on an exchange. But this is the type of shit that makes me think we're coming down. We are coming down. This is the end. But who am I? You know. I like Herkheimer. I had Herkheimer on the channel a long time ago. Snowman said, hi, I'm late. I was in the shower. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate it. I'm happy that you guys can all rejoice that the mic's better. I'm so sorry about that. So what it looks like for me, from my perspective, I'll show you guys how much of a weenie I am. So this is what it looks like for me, and I can move this over here. But we have this, you see these little lines right here? What happened was there's a third mic down here. And I muted it. That's all it was. And I couldn't even see it. They hid it from me. That means that my podcast with Sunday Swap is going to be shit, doesn't it? That is exactly what that means. It was a good podcast, too. That's unfortunate. The Cardano 360 was big. Did you see the Erc20 converter? Yes, I did, but I'm sick of looking at it. I'm sick of this Erc20 converter. It keeps making me angry. They keep coming out with it, and they show me a demo, and then they say, all right, the testnet, it's coming out next month. I don't hear anything about the testnet, and then they show me it again, but it looks a little bit nicer this time. And they're like, all right, it's coming soon. And then they show me the fourth time, and it looks a little bit nicer the fourth time than it did the third time. So I'm not even going to talk about it until it's heckin' ready and we can swap something. Pay, do you like the Cardano trees? Yeah, I thought they were cool. I didn't manage to pick up any. Have they sold out yet? Yeah, I think it was my camera mic, Jack. I gave you a shout out on the channel earlier, Jack. I agree with your opinion, man. You've been killing it. Very, very happy for you, man. Very happy. The week smart contracts go live will be interesting. I have no idea what to expect. So, I don't really want to be the bearer of bad news. We will definitely probably have some smart contracts and some cool shit in this launch. September 12th is going to add a large amount of utility to the Cardano blockchain. But the way that I am thinking about it is the way that I thought about the Merry Hard Fork, right? When they added NFTs to the Cardano blockchain, this was the Merry Hard Fork. This happened in February. Well, there was limited features. But saying that there was limited features, haven't we built some awesome shit? Space Buds, Mycelial Gallery, all the other great NFT projects that have made NFTs. It's brought so many users into Cardano, even just like, a small NFT artist, that is just a person and they draw their art and then they just make one NFT or 10 NFTs of the same art and sell it for 50 ADA. So many people have been brought in from that hard fork, and I loved it. It was great. I'm very happy that it happened, but the limited functionality there was there's no smart contracts, right? We can't, the beauty of smart contracts relative to NFTs is that we can, if you're a tech guy, you can read the contract and you can read that it says only 10,000 of these will ever be minted, or for us, it would be, 25,000 will ever be minted. And at this date, the burning period starts, and then 3 months later, the burning period ends. So, there is this level of immutability that comes from that, right? And we don't have that yet with NFTs. And I think that this launch is going to be very similar to that, where it's awesome. It's incredible. It is a huge upgrade. And the people that have worked on it, kudos to them. They've worked their asses off to bring us something so valuable, but I think it'll be a bit limited. I do. When I'm speaking to Sunday Swap, they're stating that their tentative date for the Sunday Swap launch is October, but they're waiting on the tooling, and they're also waiting on, an audit. So, we're not going to have this crazy functionality September 12th. It's going to take time for people to build. And do I have a problem with that? No, I don't. I think that, people taking time and being pragmatic about things is a great thing. And I think that's one of the main ethoses of Cardano that at least attracted me, was the fact that we're not trying to rush this shit. We're trying to build a protocol that, stands the test of time, right? We're not distracted with, DeFi. We're not distracted with all of this phony money, being thrown around. We are building a protocol for the future. And I think this slow rollout and this launch with limited capability is this pragmatic approach. Because with there being limits and with there being lack of tooling, do you know what that's going to do for developers and for people wanting to build? It's going to make them smarter. It is. I personally started a stake pool with no scripts, nothing. I didn't even have any documentation. And what that forced me to do was learn about the protocol, learn about the protocol's limits, what I can do, learn about Cardano CLI and build transactions and side transactions. And it helped me understand how this protocol actually works. And this limited functionality will make the Plutus pioneers, the developers, the builders of the future learn step by step how the protocol works in a pragmatic way, because they're going to be like, what can we do now, and what will we be able to do 4 months from now? And that thought process and those limitations is going to breed amazing projects. And another thing that was very insightful that Pi from Sunday Swap said, you guys are really going to like this podcast. I learned so much from him, man. I enjoyed it. I really did. Another thing that he said was, UTXO, extended UTXO, which is what Cardano is, it's an upgraded version of Bitcoin. It's an evolution of Bitcoin's UTXO model, whereas Ethereum is the account/balance model. We haven't built smart contracts with extended UTXO. The only blockchain that I know of that has is Ergo. And that's why Emergo is using, Ergo, because you can't just copy and paste Uniswap onto Cardano. There are these nuances with Plutus and these nuances with UTXO that all of this shit doesn't have to be rewritten, but it should be rewritten. It should be, because there are perks of extended UTXO. And I'm sure that there are perks of the account balance model. And I'm sure that, these perks have to be found and these negatives have to be found. And these limitations up front, I think, is going to breed success. And if you watch the Cardano 360, Kevin Hammond, who was, one of the guys that was a part of the founding of Haskell, he didn't look too worried about the launch of the launch of Alonzo. He didn't look too worried about the features being limited, because they're not thinking about this like, oh, I'm trying to make some money on September 12th. On September 12th, my bags are going to go up. No, they're thinking about this on the 6-month scale. They're thinking about this like 6 months from now, what will people be able to build, and will that security be there? Not, September 12th, pump. I'm excited. Bearer of bad news, but I'm excited about the bad news. But I don't think there will definitely be so much more utility there. But I'm telling you, man, day one, I don't think we're going to have Uniswap. I don't. And that's okay. We can wait a little longer. Hey, no problem, Jack. No problem, man. There's just like another Cardano ethos is trying to help each other, man. People have been so helpful to me from day one. They've gone out of their way without expecting anything in return. And that's one of the things I love about this community. And it's a part of that secret weapon that you were talking about in your video earlier. Well, guys, I have to go now. It was fun. See you next week. Hey, see you next week, man. I appreciate you coming by. So we're going to be doing these every week on Friday at 11 a.m. We changed the time. I'm much happier at 11 a.m. But I appreciate you guys all being here today. It means the world. Johan, what's up, man? What's up, Pay? I didn't call you Joanne this time. Are you proud of me? Good to be here. A little late. No worries, man. How are things going with you on Purple? To be honest with you, man, I have not devoted as much time to Purple as I would have liked to. I haven't, so the insights that I have for you today on Alonzo Purple is on the 1st of September. There will be another hard fork. I talked about it a little bit earlier in this video, but I'm going to be preparing for that hard fork because, September 12th is when it's coming. So I'm definitely going to be paying a lot more attention and being a part of Alonzo Purple more than I have in the past. I've just been too busy. But September 1st, they're going to be doing the final hard fork that leads us into the Alonzo era on the testnet. And if that hard fork goes well, and then following that, all the testing goes well, then we're going to launch on September 12th with the hard fork on mainnet. So I'm excited for. Michael Reed said, Liquid says they'll be ready September 13th as of now. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Liquid's been doing some great things. And I'm very excited to see how many people will be ready and, what those features will be, Very excited. You find Nigel to be less optimistic. Who's Nigel? I was, saying that I was very pessimistic last year about the launch of Shelly. I actually called my partner Anthony on the phone at Bloom and I said, Anthony, I don't think it's ready, man. You know, I was finding bugs and fixing them 2 weeks ago, and you know, now they're saying they're ready to launch. I'm like, I don't think we're ready, man. This makes me anxious. And maybe Nigel's experiencing the same thing, but you know, I was proven wrong. There were a couple bugs with Dataless, but you know, the core features that we need to then build off of and then to improve off of, I think they'll be there. BitBoy Crypto is live right now, and I'd much rather be here. I hope so, man. I hope so. I don't got it. I saw BitBoy at the Miami conference. It was pretty weird. I've never been really infatuated with celebrities or infatuated with famous people. It's just not my thing. And I was standing there, and I just kind of looked to my left, and there's BitBoy Crypto, sunglasses. He's got a button up on, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, it's just BitBoy Crypto, that dude that pumps ADA all the time, you know, that makes money off trades. He's just standing there with glasses, and people were swarming him. And him and I just kind of made eye contact. I gave him a little squint. I was like, and then he gave me a little squint. And that was the day BitBoy and I fell in love. Sam Catman Music, what is up, brother? I appreciate you coming by today. Are we going to go to the Basho era soon? No. Basho is over. Well, we didn't ever have a Basho era. The next era after Alonzo, which is Goguen, is Hydra. There's never bad news. Those are learning experiences. That is true, man. That is true. You just can't let your learning experiences hurt you more than they help you. Thank you for all the updates and info. Always appreciated. No problem, man. No problem. Happy to help in any way I can. The podcasts, though, are going to be very killer the next week. I'm telling you guys. The Sunday Spot podcast, it was good. It was a good one. And then after that, John O'Connor, the director of African operations for IOG. Very hype. Very hype. Always wanted to talk to that guy. Do you think Cardano decentralized IDs could change the world? I do, Sean, but I tend to be a little pessimistic sometimes, and I don't think DIDs are what we're gonna have. I don't think so. I mean, I think it's gonna be a centralized identity on a decentralized blockchain. I think that's where the world's gonna go. Would I like it to go that way? No. But that's where my pessimistic brain thing. I'm very pessimistic about the government. It's a character trait, and they're not doing my pessimism much better with the laws recently. I don't have any updates on that NFT Ranger. I apologize. I'll have to take a look at that clip again, Johan. Check it out, man. Yeah, I didn't really see any pessimism there, but I'm interested to see it. If he's like just sitting there going through the roadmap, like, oh, you know, I hate this. These pop filters are like cat hair attractors. Brad Schultz says, BitBoy is a dangerous shill. Making crazy price predictions will eventually hurt people. Yes, that's why I don't do that. That is why I don't do that. Because it will hurt people. People that are new to investing, you know, they want to finally find the one thing that takes them out, you know, of the place that they feel that they're in, and they just lose all their money. It's very sad, and I will never do that. I'll make clickbaity shit, but I will never make a ADA is going to $30 so I can get 10 more views today so I can continue down this gluttonous number rabbit hole, you know. What is going on with Adax and why is everyone calling it a scam? I don't know. I keep hearing mixed. I hear it's going to be the best protocol ever. Those could be bots. But then I hear it's a scam. I don't know. Jack Ender says, Hail Hydra. He's right. Hi, Pay. I'm looking into flipping some ADA into stablecoins and near market peak. I'm in the UK, so I can't use Celsius to earn interest. Any alternatives that you recommend? The only one that I use is Celsius, man, and I simply use it not for my ADA. I use it for my USDC, and it's awesome. You know, they pay 8% a year. It used to be 11%, but it's nice. I keep all of my USDC in there, but I think you're right, man. I don't know if Liquid's going to do it, but there will be a protocol on Cardano that allows you to stake USDC and earn 1% on it and probably take out loans on it as well, in my opinion. But I don't know of any centralized alternatives right now that I can trust, but there will be a time on Cardano, I'm sure. Another thing you can do, man, is you could switch to the dark side and just keep your USDC in an ETH wallet for a little bit and wait for the Erc20 converter. Brad Schultz says, by the way, digging your new shirts. Looks like Florida is treating me well. It is, man. Florida is treating me well. I do love it down here. I'm ready for it to cool down a little bit. The sun is the only thing that keeps me alive during the day. Hey, Pay from Colorado. See you in Wyoming? Yes. Yes, sir. Any news on the Prince of the Pioneers? Yes, we've been working on them. I don't have any news for you yet. We have a plan on when to release them, though. Winky face. Hydra is a part of the Basho era. Is that correct? Let me look at the OG Cardano roadmap. It's probably been 2 years since I've looked at it, and who am I to get that wrong? This is kind of what I do for a living. Yeah, you're right. Basho is Hydra. I'm a weenie. You guys should fire me. Someone asked, they said, hey, Big Pay, I have all of my ADA on Webull. Webull, for those that don't know, is one of those investing apps, kind of like Robinhood. But he said, how do I get my ADA off of there to stake in a stake pool? So that is a great question, right? Think of cryptocurrencies as what they are. They're different currencies. So where would you go to get a different currency? It would be from a currency exchange, So we have these exchanges. If you're in the United States, I bet you are because you're using Webull. You can use Binance.us, Coinbase.com, but you're going to have to sell your ADA on Webull because you can't withdraw it, right? The best thing about crypto is the fact that it's yours. When it's in your own wallet, no one else has access to it. No one can take it from you unless they hold a gun to your head. And I prefer that. And, when it's in Webull's control, if they even hold the ADA, it's not yours, so there's this old saying in cryptocurrency, it's not your keys, not your crypto, so you want to sell all of that ADA on Webull. You want to take the US dollar and then you want to go buy the same amount of ADA on Binance.us or Coinbase.com. And then from there, you can click withdraw. And then where you withdraw it to is a wallet. And I have videos on how to stake once you have the wallet. I can pull one of those up for you. But the wallet that I would recommend is either, we'll say Yoroi. I don't want to recommend CC Wallet just yet, but I like CC Wallet. It's my favorite. But you download Yoroi, and then after you download Yoroi, you make a wallet, and then you can watch this video I'm about to send you. You guys want to hear something crazy? This is how much Cardano has grown in such a short amount of time. So, looking at this here. I used to type in how to stake your ADA Yoroi, and for about, I would say 8 or 9 months, I was always number one, right? And then just 3 months later, look, same thing, how to stake your ADA, 63,000 views, 58K, 38K, and you have to scroll all the way down here to see my old video at 15K. That just shows you how much Cardano's grown in such a short amount of time. It's just nuts. It is nuts. But here is that I copied something for you. I thought I did. Oh, it was the video link. Let me share that for you. So here's that link for you, buddy. How to stake your ADA Yoroi. Singularity Net. They said, we love you with a 10 euro super chat. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. And congratulations on the SDAO announcement on the Cardano 360 event yesterday. And also congratulations on the beta launch of Singularity DAO. I actually personally am staking right now on Singularity DAO's beta on the unbonded contracts. I tuned out for like 3 weeks and I missed the bonded, damn it. I was so angry. That's always how it happens. But I love you guys too, and congratulations on the launch of the first Dyna sets. Congratulations on the beta launch. You guys are doing big things, and I can't wait to have you guys on Cardano. Looking forward to this Erc20 Converter. I want these in my Dataless or Yoroi. Brad Schultz says, isn't Cardano eventually going to implement a privacy feature? I would hope so, man, but we're kind of the least private blockchain right now. The only thing that could make it less private is if I put my ID on there as a token with my address. But if you think about it, we already do. You know, when we go purchase from a website, we have to KYC through Binance.us and Coinbase.com. And what a lot of people don't know is how dodgy data security is. It is impossible not to be hacked when it comes to storing data. The only way around it in the current way the internet works is to not have the data in the first place. So when we go to Coinbase.com and we go to Binance.us or wherever, you know, we're giving our ID, our name, our phone number, our address, and then we're purchasing something that's supposed to be, you know, decentralized and protect our privacy. But when we purchase it, we put our name and our ID and everything attached with it. And not only do we do that, the data that they also hold right next to that is how much money you've bought from them or how much money you've sold to them or how much is in your bank account. I mean, it is crazy the amount of data that we give up to these private companies and the lack of, you know, importance that's placed on this. It's nuts. But I appreciate you guys all coming by today. So I do these AMAs on Friday at 11 a.m. We've been going for more than an hour here. Someone's knocking on the door. I'm going to go get it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. You know, I'm excited. Next week, a podcast is going to be pretty damn good. I know that's not very humble for me, but I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. But again, thank you guys. I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Great things are happening. If you guys have any questions, join the Discord. If you guys enjoyed it, click the like button, maybe that notification bell. Again, thank you guys for the super chats, and I hope you have a good day. What's up? Okay. I'm coming.